This is Katy.
And this is Patience.
And we're Gummy Buddies. I feel like I said K-E and didn't say Katy.
I didn't even notice.
I've been spending too much time around your children. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
We're here.
It's good to be here back in your earwax once again.
Oh, that's so gross.
It's cozy and warm and goopy.
Gross. My TikTok feed is full of those ads to get that like camera ear
Oh,
cleaner.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like some people's ears are so nasty.
I
like,
want one so bad.
Oh, I know my ears are pretty good because I get them. Well, I've had them washed out recently, so.
Oh, really?
When I had the bug in my ear, they take the thing
Oh,
in, and so
yeah.
most of mine come out.
The last time someone irrigated my ear, I was like 18, so I know there's gotta be like, I wanna get it cleaned out so bad. Because my hearing sucks too, and I'm hoping it'll help. So, tonight, I have a special story I'm going to share that Patience does not know about, so it's going to be my episode tonight. But I need to tell you something first. I've not told Patience this story yet. It was traumatizing.
She's been holding it in for a while, and she's like, I gotta save it for the podcast. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
I did. Okay. So, over this last weekend, this is a couple days after Christmas today, I went and I was doing some last minute shopping, and we swung by Taco Bell to just grab food really quick on the way home. I ordered a cheesy double beef burrito because I'm freaking poor and it's cheap and very, very filling. So I ordered it, but I ordered it at the Taco Bell that I don't usually go to, and didn't think much of it. And Tyler and I went inside to eat because they've got that peach Mountain Dew I wanted him to try. And I was like, you need to come in really quick and eat here because I really want you to try this sweet lightning Mountain Dew.
In the place I'm thinking that?
Yeah,
okay,
where we went.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting down, get our food, and I take a bite of it. I thought, well, this tastes a little weird. And I take another bite, and I got a big old glob of their Chipotle sauce in it. And I was like, ugh, I don't like it. It's very tangy. To me, it's not good. It's too smoky and tangy combined. Don't like it. So I didn't want to say anything because I really don't like to be a Karen. I don't like to be that person, but I couldn't even eat it. It just had so much in it. It was not good to me. And that's the only thing I had ordered. So the guy comes out, he gives someone else their food, and he's walking back, and I said, excuse me, I have a quick question for you. I said, does this usually come with the Chipotle sauce on it? Because I genuinely was like, well, maybe it's on there and I just don't taste it because my usual place doesn't put that much on there. If it was the way it's supposed to be made, I was going to just suck it up, buttercup. But if it's not supposed to have it on there and they accidentally gave me somebody else's burrito, I wanted to bring it to their attention so that they could fix it and do whatever. So I said that to the guy and he's like, nope, it's not supposed to have Chipotle sauce on there. Okay, I'm gonna go back and tell him. And I said, oh no, it's not a big deal. I wasn't sure if it was my bad. It just tastes very different than normal. And he's like, nope, I will go talk to the guy. I've been having issues. And I was like, oh, okay. So he goes out and he goes to the cook, and then he comes back out with another burrito. And he goes, here, and he plops the burrito down on the tray.
In a nice way or like
not in an attitude way to me, but just he did a thing where he was like, you'll see. So he sets the burrito. He wasn't like rude to me per se. He sets the burrito down and he's like, here, why don't you give that a try and see if that's any better? And I was like, and I kind of look up at him with this other half-eaten burrito still sitting on the tray. And I was like, oh, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's
starting. I want to like take a bite.
Yeah. And he goes, well, no, why don't you just take a bite real quick and make sure it tastes right? And I was like, he stood there at my table and wanted me to take a bite in front of him to make sure it was right. So just that alone, and I was so embarrassed. So I was like, okay, and I was like, I'm sure it's fine. And I took a bite, and there was immediately Chipotle sauce gooped out of it. And I was like, I don't know that it's in there. And he goes, oh my gosh. He's like, I just told him. And then he goes out. I cannot make this up. He goes back to the kitchen and brings out the guy that was cooking the burritos. He goes, here, and he gestures to the cook. He goes, can you please tell him what's supposed to be on your burrito? I was so mortified, and the kid's just staring there with his thick bottle glasses. He's like, oh, and I'm just like, I was like, nah, it's fine. And he goes, no, just tell him how you usually make it. He goes, where do you usually go? And I said, oh, I go here. And he's like, okay, well, what did they usually put on it? And I said, they put on, double beef, nacho cheese, sour cream, and the little cheesy and the Frito chip thingies. And he goes, oh, yeah. They don't make it that. He's like, yeah, they don't make it that way. It's supposed to be this other way. And I was like, oh. And he's like, yeah, it's the same owner here. You just must let them make it a different way there. He's like, it's not. And then he's trying to correct the guy, but then he's telling me that I'm wrong and that it's supposed to have this sauce on there. And I was like, look, if it's the way it's supposed to be, that's fine. I'm not throwing a fit. I just didn't want Chipotle sauce on my burrito, and I like, if that's the way it's made, that's on me. I can order another burrito if I want. That's no big deal. And he goes, no, I'm going to make it the way you want it because we want you to enjoy your food. And he was like aggressively nice. And so he gets the other burrito. He goes, and the guy goes back. It comes out. He gets me a third burrito.
Oh my gosh.
And what does he do? He goes, go ahead and take a bite of that and see if that's the way it usually tastes. When I tell you, I just was like so mortified. I was like, okay. I took a little bite of the corner, like barely a minute. I was like, it's perfect. This is great. Thank you. And then he left. He was like, oh yeah, no, we just want to make sure you get what you want. It's like, I just want to make sure. Yeah, they might make it different there, whatever. And I was like, Tyler, I want to get out of here right now. And I don't normally get embarrassed very easy. I was so embarrassed. And there weren't a lot of people around or anything. He didn't speak loud. Like, he didn't make a giant thing of it in front of people. The whole thing was just really embarrassing for me. As soon as we get out to the car, I was like, Tyler, I'm going to go on Taco Bell's website and Google to see if that's supposed to be on there or not. Nope. Not an ingredient on their website. Absolutely not supposed to be on there.
Are you talking about the location that's conjoined with the other?
Yeah, the
thing?
KFC. Mm-hmm.
I remember when we went there last time. Do you remember the guy that was at the front of the thing?
It took him forever too to make it. Like this. I don't think I'm going back there anytime.
I wouldn't.
I was like, not only to force me to take a bite of it in front of him, but then force me to tell the cook, and then force me to do it again, and to tell me I'm right before he even.
What did
Because he asked me what burrito I got. Tyler just sat there the whole time. He didn't say or do anything.
I would have been like, if after the first few times I was like, no, it's okay, like, this is fine, like, I just want to enjoy my food in peace or whatever, and then, like, it would have kept being persistent, I would have wanted TJ to step in and be like,
never mind,
just leave us alone.
Yeah. Well, they weren't, like, I'm
not
the one.
Rude, but
yeah, it was really, that's what I mean, it was awkward. Like, I didn't know if he was trying to punish me for pointing out something that wasn't, it was so weird, because before he even went back there, he said, what burrito did you order? And I said, a cheesy double beef burrito. And he goes, nope, it's not supposed to be on there. Immediately, like, without any question, he said it's not. And then in front of the kid that he said he was correcting, he said, oh, yeah, they might make it a different way there.
Which they don't. I don't, it doesn't matter if it's same owner. It should still be universal because it's supposed to be.
Well, the fact that they have a same owner means you should make it the same way.
And
but
that's why I always order stuff off of their app. I'm like, I put it the way I want because I don't like.
But this is just it. Like, it was a basic. It had nothing special.
Burrito.
Yeah, there was nothing I changed about it. I just wanted the way it's always made. So it was needless to say.
I love Taco Bell, but the creamy jalapeno sauce it's just too much, and it's always like gooped on there too much. Like it's always way overpowering.
Taco Bell sponsor us, even though we're talking big about you.
One of the times that I actually went to Taco Bell recently, there's one that's close to one of my work, and I ordered online, and I had ordered between a little break that I had. Like, I had 45 minutes till I had to, like, go to the next place. And I had ordered there previously, so my name pops up. And I had gone through the drive-thru, and I was on the phone with TJ, and I was like, hold on, I gotta get my food. And he has to be a few years younger than me. Has to be a few years younger.
Okay.
I was still on the phone with TJ. I had TJ, like, sitting down in my center console, and I had an earbud in, still talking to him. And this guy opens the window, and he just starts chatting me up, and I'm like, this is so awkward. And he's, like, telling me how, like, such a bad day he's having. And I was like, oh, I feel like, because it was one of the days that I worked the ER shift. And he saw because I always hang my badge up in my car. And he's like, I'll go to work with you. And then, like, he's still talking to me.
On ya.
And it was so awkward. And TJ's just listening the whole time. He gave me a free drink and everything. And, like, the whole time he's talking to me, like, think about the window, he was, like, outside the window, like, talking to me. Not, like just
leaning out of it.
It was so weird. So then I'm just kind of, like, sitting there, like, not trying to be rude, blah, 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 'cause, you know. And he goes to hand me my food. And, like, I always get it in the bag. So when they hand it, I always feel like they grab the side of it and hand it to you.
Oh, uh-huh.
When he did this, let me see your hand.
Okay.
This is so weird. Okay, so I went to go get it. And when he put the bag in my hand, he went like that.
Oh,
and I was
he
like,
slid. He caressed you.
I was like, that's weird. I was like, thank you. Have a good day. And he's like, you too, Patience. And I was like,
oh. Somebody did that to my coworker the other day.
I don't like it.
And I'm like, ooh.
And when I'm driving away, I'm like, TJ, this guy just caressed my hand, and I don't know, like, how to feel about it. Like, it's weird, because I normally go to this Taco Bell when I work.
You're like, I can't come here anymore, but it's Taco Bell.
I'm like, this is so weird. And, like, even the place I went to tonight, there was, like, a younger guy, maybe a few years younger than me, and he was just sitting there, like, overly talkative. And I'm like, what is going on? It's so weird.
That's great.
I'll never go back
I met
to
the
that
love
one.
of my life at Taco Bell. That random, sexy man.
You'll never see him again.
I know. I don't even remember his name. I know.
Watch, he remembers yours.
It's the first time I've been asked out on a date in, like, ever. I don't think I've ever just had somebody ask me out on a date.
I haven't either.
That's what we get for being chunky, big titty gaming chicks.
True.
I just don't go anywhere to get asked out. So yeah, there is my much anticipated Taco Bell story. You can enjoy that secondhand embarrassment. You're welcome.
I would have, like, instantly got up and left. Like, I would have been like, yep, I'm good. Just walked out, because I know. I can't do that. That makes you too uncomfortable.
It was too much, yeah. And I didn't call and complain or anything, because I'm like, he was, like, trying to fix it, I think.
Just in a weird way. Weird.
Super weird. And you know what kind of dork I am? Of course, I was back at the Taco Bell I usually go to, and I was like, you guys, this Taco Bell's so weird. They did this to me. I sat there telling them my story from the other Taco Bell.
Isn't it weird how we have, like, our favorite places to go for specific chains?
Yeah.
Like, I have,
Yes, words hard.
Words very hard.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of?
Oh, I got you. Cane's, Chipotle, Panda Express, Burger King, Subway,
We eat out
McDonald's,
a lot.
Applebee's, things, Starbucks,
Scooters. I have a specific Scooters place I go to every morning because they make my coffee just right. And every time I've gone to any other Scooters, like any other way, they don't make it specifically right, and it ticks me off. Because I'm like, it should be the same across the whole, like, span.
Uno momento,
por
there is
favor.
a noise, and it is a dog barking. I'm sorry, I think there may be a special delivery.
Delivery. Okay, we're back. Hi.
That was Elijah. He just got home from work.
The one that is off of 75.
Okay.
Where you go to your Taco Bell. Where your
right there. Okay, yeah.
That is my favorite Scooters to go to. Every other one doesn't make any of my coffees the same, and it really ticks me off because I feel like I wasted money because I don't want to drink it, but I force myself to, and I'm like, so every morning when I go that way, I always get a coffee from that Scooters, and I swear they remember me. Because I only order a blender when I go.
Mm-hmm. I like Scooters pretty well. I don't know. I need to find my go-to drink. Like, I have a go-to drink for Starbucks. I need a go-to drink for Scooters. For those who don't know, Scooters is just like a Starbucks. So, yeah. That's awesome. So, and then you were going to share our story about what games you found on Christmas?
I got a chameleon game. Okay, so a lot of the games that I found for Christmas was off of Smosh. I've been like so into them recently. That's all I watched today too.
Are they YouTubers or TikTokers or
YouTubers? They used
clackers?
They used to be these like 2 people, and then they sold it, and then they bought it back. So there's just like a bunch of people on there. They do a bunch of different things. So funny. They actually released a new Ultimate Werewolf episode today, and I wanted to watch it, but I didn't have time. So, the Ultimate Werewolf, we did that one.
Oh, that game. Oh, yeah. The one that I had to leave at because I got sick in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm. And then the chameleon game. That one was really fun.
Okay.
I wanted to get Hues and Cues really bad. I still think I'm going to get it. When I get paid again, I think I'm going to get us Hues and Cues just for us to play. Because I think it's a game that you and I will play, like, continuously. Oh my god. That'll clean the gunk out.
No one uses Stuffy again.
What else did we do? Oh, we did spoons.
We should play Hues and Cues on a Patreon video.
I think it's 2-player. So fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's best with 2 people, but...
Someone was telling me about the game Horrible Therapists, and I want to try that too.
I saw it.
Yeah?
Doesn't Exploding Kittens make it?
I think so.
They have the same, like, animation style in a way. It looks really funny.
Yes.
That one looks fun. We like to play games.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Anyways, a lot of games like that. We did a lot of them with our family on Christmas. My favorite was All Rise.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I did a judge game. And Katy just... Sorry, I'm eating gummies.
Not the good ones yet.
Katy, like, full went out on a judge's costume. Like, not, like, a real one. She just made it up on the spot, and it was so funny. And then everybody else sort of kept dressing the same way.
It was so close, because I told Patience I wanted to be the judge first. She said you're supposed to, like, draw for roles. So basically the whole game, let's back up a second. For those of you who have not heard of it, it's like a courtroom. It's a mock trial for something super silly. And everyone in your group just picks a role. So one will be the defendant, the judge, there's jury, the prosecutor, and you have a mock trial for whatever you want. So we did Christmas themed. Patience came up with the trials. They, what were they again?
Santa was in for a robbery for the first one. Hannah got it to where, like, he stole a secret recipe, a cookie recipe. The next one was Rudolph ran over Grandma Betty. And then the last one was the head elf murdered Frosty the Snowman. Mm-hmm. So, and we couldn't make it like actual trials by trolley. We can't do things like that. Because there's too much like arguing and too much like...
Yeah, we needed to make it silly. Yeah, it had to be silly because my family's really competitive. So
Jinx,
pecans.
Oh my gosh, wait. What? That was really loud. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. What was it? We were sitting at the dinner table wrapping Christmas presents, and you go... Tyler was sitting at the end or something, and he was helping wrapping presents, and we were like, murder?
Oh, in the exact same tone of voice.
Like, which we do that a lot. Mm-hmm. And that was so weird. It was like another pecans moment.
It was. Yeah. True.
I forgot that happened.
Oh, yeah. So, anyways, I wanted to be the judge for the first round.
Yes.
Because, so there's a game called Trial by Trolley, which is really freaking funny. It's by Cyanide and Happiness, my favorite webcomic. And it's where you have to, like, fight for your side's people to not get killed. And... Sorry, I'm sniffing an energy drink.
That and the cherry slushy are my favorite. Alani, sponsor us!
Alani, freezeberry.
You don't like blue raspberry.
Nah.
So I think that's what mostly this one is. 10 out of 10.
I don't like it.
I like it.
I love their pink slushie and their cherry slushie and their Hawaiian shaved ice.
I should have just gotten that instead of the peach one.
That's okay.
I kind of forgot. Sorry.
I'm drinking Rain energy drink, but it's the gummy bear one. So very official for the podcast. Rain sponsors. Gummy Buddies edition. I could see it on the can now.
Our little gummy bears on it.
I could see it on your can. A can on a can. Anywho,
Judge game.
Judge game. We have not done our gummies yet, I swear. We're just going off the rails. On a crazy train. Speaking of which, we're talking about the Cyanide and Happiness game.
Yeah.
So you have to fight for your side to win. Long story short. I wanted to be the judge because Elijah says that I get too aggressive and he gets annoyed and doesn't enjoy the game because I get too competitive with fighting for my side to win. So I said, well, why don't I just be the judge and I can be impartial? And it was really fun. And then he realized that it was all just silly fun and games anyway. And
then he was the judge at the end.
Yeah, and then he was, yeah. It was good.
It's just something stupid and silly to play, and then the kids were playing too, so it was kind of like that, like, okay for the family to play.
If we ever have a game night with all of, I would love to do that again with, like, Stephanie, and if Kat comes to visit. I think it'd be so much fun to do with our adult friends.
We want to get a bin and put props in it.
I will kill my dog.
What?
He's giving me the, Mom, I have to go potty look, but I have to go right now, and I'm going to look at you until you let me out.
Tipper.
You're a bad dog, needing to go potty in the middle of the podcast. It's not the potty cast, it's the podcast. The look he's giving. All right, 1 second. I have to let my dog out because I'm an unprofessional. Anyways, after that rude interruption by Tipper...
And here he comes.
I know, I just hear click-clacking. I'm like, so help me if he's coming back. That about covers it. Any of those games that we are going to try, we may or may not do that on our Patreon, so keep an eye on it. We're going to have our Patreon launching on January 1st. Oh, you got this.
I don't remember what you just said, and so now I'm out of tune.
She does not feel... I'm just going to preface this whole thing. And by preface, I mean do it right in the middle of our episode. She does not feel well. Her tummy hurts.
It does. We were talking about it before the podcast, so
yes.
I'm glad Katie's talking today.
Yes.
I'm just going to sit here I'm going to try not to have dead air and ask questions, but...
She's zoning out a lot. Between her tiredness and her tummy hurting, she's like, I keep on having to smack her. She likes it, though.
So,
yeah. But we are launching, our Patreon is officially going to be open for the lowest subscription fee of $3 per month. It is going to be launching January 1st along with our merchandise site. Stay tuned. We are going to cast it out on all our social medias that our merch is live and ready to go. If you subscribe anytime between January 1st and January 31st, you are going to be put into a raffle where you can get, that's right, you can get your own personalized PP from us. So, stay tuned. Our PPs, patients.
Not those kind of PPs. Get your mind out of the gutters. I've rehearsed this a million times.
It is going to be a snack package of all the things we've tried and we really like when we're doing gummies and getting high. So, again, January 1st through 31st, we're going to put you in a raffle. We're going to pull a name from it, and we're going to send you that. So, make sure when you sign up, you include your mailing address so that we can go ahead and get that sent out to you, or you're going to miss out on your PPs, and no one wants to miss out on our PPs.
Our average PPs.
But they're adequate.
And filling.
Tasteful. I think it's clink time. We need clink time because I need to get through my topic and chillax. I'm nervous for my topic for no reason, and I
Katie has gummy lifesaver gummies, and she just put one on her finger.
I'm just wearing
I was like, I'm ready to clink.
And I went to go clink my lifesaver gummy instead of the gummy.
Welcome back, Tipper.
Tipper.
Our special guest.
Clink. All right. And tonight, again, we have the 50 Shades of Green Delta 9 10 milligram gummies that you can buy in a jar. 30 milligram gummies that you can buy in a jar of 10. Clink, clink, clink.
We were going to do the thing where we coat them in sugar.
Oh, that was with the other ones that were extra sticky.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know that
But
sugar would stick to these again because they're already coated in sugar. All right, you can do this. It's fine. This is our flavor we usually like. It looks like it's the strawberries and cream. Well, let's do it. It's not strawberries and cream, I don't think, is it? I don't know what it is.
Patience ain't thinking.
We have other gummies next to us to wash it down with.
That was honestly really hard for me to get down just because I already don't feel good. And I already felt like I was going to throw it up.
Well, you can taste the green.
It's just in general, like, food doesn't taste good at all today. So I'm nervous for snack time because, like, I want things to still hit the same, but I'm nervous that, like, since I don't feel good, what if I just don't want to eat anything because
I know, what a waste. It's very sad.
You got it too, I think. We got high one time, and we were, like, already sick beforehand, and I remember I was throwing up in the bathroom, and it felt like hours, and I just, like, it was so hard to breathe and throw up, and, like, TJ had to sit with me because I was, like, in such, like, panic, and it was so, like, I was so dizzy.
But you weren't, I don't remember you being nauseous when we took the gummies that time. Like,
I do. I remember you gave me an Odancitron.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because it was one of your last ones that you had.
Oh.
And I was like, so, hello.
There's a cat, I believe.
Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Death. So, now I'm just really paranoid that, like, I'm gonna get that nauseous again, so.
All right. Sorry, I'm leaning.
Oh, okay.
I'm not nervous. I'm excited. I'm not choking on my gummy. I'm inhaling it for reasons that I want to inhale it.
And thank you for listening to our sniffles, our breaths, our ums, our pauses, our dead air. We appreciate it.
Yeah, if you've come this far, we really do appreciate it. I don't know what we did to keep you here, but we're hoping to keep you entertained and keep you here even longer. Because we love you so much.
Yes, you little babies.
And Tipper was like, you're talking to me, right? Okay. So, Patience doesn't know what this topic is at all.
I thought she was talking about chicken. Definitely not chicken.
I said, does the name Hoia ring a bell? And she's like, Hoia? White chicken? So, yes, we're talking about the haunted chicken.
I do like chicken.
I'm going to start off by setting the scene here. Okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Taking you back. Hundreds of years ago.
I was alive then. Didn't you know?
Oh, silly me. You tell this story. Hundreds of years ago, a shepherd.
A person who wrangles sheep?
Correct.
Go me.
Named Baciu.
Baciu? Baciu.
Mm-hmm. Like cashew, but Baciu.
I was going to say the same thing, and I'm like, well, now I'm not going to remember.
Because?
Baciu.
Uh-huh. All right. So this shepherd, he goes out into the woods with his herd of sheep. 200 head of sheep. Wanders takes them out. Never to be seen or heard from again.
The sheep and the guy?
All of them. Gone and vanished without a trace. And thus started the legend of the Hoia-Baciu forest. It's located in Transylvania, over in a region of Romania. Okay. Transylvania, by the way, I looked it up because I was just curious size-wise. Because you know I care about size. It's actually only half the square mileage of Nebraska. Nebraska is approximately 78,000 square miles, and Transylvania is about half of that. So, not a very big...
What?
Yeah. It's a region within Romania, though. Huh. So, I don't know what all of Romania is, but...
Interesting.
Yeah. So, in this forest, the Hoia-Baciu forest, it became known as one of the most haunted forests in the world.
Can you tell me really quick, what does Hoia stand for?
It was named after the shepherd, Hoia-Baciu.
So Hoia-Baciu is his name.
His name was, yeah.
Okay.
Some places said it was Hoia-Baciu was his full name. Other places just said Baciu.
Okay.
According to all the legends, this is what the forest is named after. At least the Baciu part of it.
Okay. Got it. I'm following.
I didn't look up what Hoia means in Transylvanian, but a lot of sources said it was the name.
I kind of forget that there's other people that don't speak English. And I deal with people all day who don't
Sometimes
speak
you
English.
forget how to speak English.
It's true.
So this forest spans approximately 729 acres. That's, my yard is about an acre, so that gives you an idea. 729 of those. It's actually known as a type of Bermuda Triangle.
What?
Yes, there are tons and tons of mysteries that happen there. And it's also like a very... There's just a lot going on over there, so bear with me, all right? The shepherd story that I told you, that's been passed down like throughout all the local people through the ages. It's just it's gone through word of mouth through years and years and years. According to historicmysteries.com, this area had one of the oldest Neolithic settlements to be found in Romania, that was believed to be nearby, that was estimated to have been in use around 6500 BC. So, like, really, really, really old territory here. We're talking about ancient land.
I'm gonna hit you with this good question.
Does it have to do with Outlander?
No. BC is before Christ.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What's the other one?
AD? Okay. I don't know if it's for sure after the death of Christ. It's AD.
So this was before Christ was born.
I think it's before the birth of Christ.
Oh, okay.
And then AD is after Christ, but to be honest, I have to look up details.
I just didn't know.
I'll tell you what. Future Katy, I'm sorry.
Research.
AD.
I just didn't know if this was like the time where like Jesus Christ was like a big talked about person then.
Before. Before. I can tell you that.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. So, in this forest, here are a few of the things that people have been known to experience. They see strange lights and sounds, especially like red lights. A lot of people report seeing red lights in the forest.
I want videos.
Different creatures, silhouettes, people. Oh, we're gonna get there. A lot of people come out of the forest with unexplained burns, like rashes, nausea, headaches, fevers, that they didn't have when they walked into the forest. And then they leave with some ailment that they got in the forest. Trees grow in weird patterns there. They don't grow like normal trees there. They're like twisted or curved in a weird way, and they always grow with clockwise curvatures. And science cannot figure out why. None of the biologists that have gone there and done research know what's causing it. So I'm going to show you a picture. A couple examples of the trees that I have prepared. So here is one of them. Looks like that. Looks like somebody took clay and just kind of bent it.
That's so weird.
It is weird. And then there's another example I have for you. As long as it will load. Enjoy my holding music. There's another example.
What?
They're funky. They're funky trees.
That is weird.
I want to see it so bad.
You're like, let's go so we can die in it.
Pretty
Go us.
You've always been wanting to go to different places that are haunted.
Oh, I would so go to like the suicide forest. I know that's really sad. I would so go.
Yeah, it is very sad. I would go, but I feel like I would cry a lot. All right. So all those trees are crazy, right? Mm-hmm. But what most people talk about is a place in the middle of these woods that has no trees. No plants.
Pause. Is it a giant green circle? Like that nothing grows
there. It's a giant clearing that nothing will grow in.
Oh, my brain can't function properly. There's another place on Earth. Or it is this place. You know how I'm a big fan of Ghost Adventures. They went to a place that was like this.
Girl.
Shut the front door.
This is where they went.
Shut the front door.
And I actually have in my notes mentioning the whole Ghost Adventures episode, okay? So we're going to talk about that.
I didn't get it so vividly. Like, because I'm such a huge fan. Brennan used to watch it with me and stuff. Oh. And I remember them walking through this place, and I believe that it was hard for them to find the center because they go at night, and they kept getting lost on how to get there. And the police the police basically, they had police go
Mm-hmm.
so that they made other people wouldn't come in, like, at least in the vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, oh my gosh, I remember it so much. And I remember these red lights you were talking about. And I swear they caught a picture of these red lights and they're like, oh, we don't know what that could be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, continue on with your story. I'm so into it now.
In a lot of the places that did the research, they brought up that episode. There were a few different shows that went there and recorded and had different evidence, but Ghost Adventures is one of the scariest, like, encounters, because it, like, supposedly it literally threw one of their crew across the whole clearing.
I wish you were into it like I was. I've watched them since day one.
It's behind a paywall on YouTube. I want to watch it, but I didn't pony up the money because I was going to wait and have us watch it together. But that kind of inspires me to watch it. But that's for later. Let's focus on the now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so into it. Because every place they go to, I'm like, I want to go. That's why I brought up, when we go back to where you live, I want to go to, sorry, I'm snapping my fingers. What's it called? It's really close to where you used to live.
Uh-huh.
It's Penitentiary.
Oh, you want to go to the Joliet,
Because they've been there, and I was like, let's just go. Let's just go to
They
one.
do haunted houses there every year, too, still.
And I think it'd be really fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely want to go. So that's that. Yeah, most people, they talk more, rather than the trees, they focus on that specific place. So we're going to talk about that place. But I'll show you a little picture in case you forgot what it looks like. This is that clearing in the light of day. That's what it looks like. Just a giant, beautiful lay of woods, and then boom, nothing in this circle. They've done soil samples. Again, they don't know why trees won't grow there. They don't know what's going on with the earth there. But, yeah, nothing scientific that they can figure out. So, lots of people have different theories. And there's a lot of people that claim one particular thing is causing the trees to not grow there. On April 18th, 1968, a man named Emil Bernea, a 45-year-old construction technician who had been an officer in their army, known for his integrity, and his girlfriend Zemfira Matea, age 34, who worked for a charity. They were out doing a little walk with some friends, and Emil went to go get some firewood in the afternoon, and his friends called him back and said, come look, come look. And up in the sky was a UFO. Emil grabs his camera out of his bag really quick, snaps a photo of it, and they don't say anything for a while, and then all of a sudden, they decided to turn it in. The friends didn't even want to be identified, like it was a big secret hush-hush, because this was like communist government at the time, and the fact that Emil had worked for the...
I forgot we were in that.
Yeah, 1968.
Oh.
So Emil ended up losing his job and everything. Like, he didn't have anything to gain from showing this photo. But...
Do you have it?
I have the photo.
Oh, show me.
So, it almost looks like a water droplet when you first look. But you kind of have to look more at the detail. He showed it to different people, and several experts examined it and said flat out it was not altered. They said, no, this was legitimate. It did not appear to have been made in any sort of phony way. So, according to several experts, it's legit.
Dang.
And we're talking 1968, so he didn't have the tech. It's not like he could grab an app and Photoshop it on there.
The funny thing is that you're bringing up, like, this right now, is when I talk about my topic next week, it kind of goes hand in hand with what we're talking about. So this is so good headway we're making.
We know what we're doing, kind of. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So, that happened. He was disgraced and all that jazz. And there's one little last legend there that I don't believe it's true, but I like it because it's very creepy. So, one day, a little 5-year-old girl wandered into the woods. And she was never seen or heard from. Until 5 years later, she walked out of those woods wearing the exact same outfit. And not aged a day, and had no memory of where she had been the whole time.
In Ghost Adventures, they talk about it, but I believe they even talk about she had, like, a doll with her when she went in. And then when she came back out, they were like, well, this could be any girl, like, cause, or whatever. Mm-hmm. But she had, like, the same doll that she went in with. And she wore, like, a gown. It was, like, some gown, I believe.
Yeah. I don't know. See, that one doesn't sound as believable to me, but I still like it because it's freaking creepy and cool. Last little thing I was just going to mention, that's pretty much like just the gist of it. I kind of wanted to just talk about it, discuss it. The only other thing I was having issues with during my research was trying to find pictures that were not AI. Very difficult. Trying to find pictures that were the actual forest.
Ooh, sorry.
Also, a lot of the photos that people say are from the Hoia-Baciu forest, they claim it's that, but then it pulls up as the Crooked Forest in Poland. So I'm going to show you a picture of the Crooked Forest in Poland. This one's not so much known to be haunted or anything, but it's really cool looking. It's these pine trees that all grow with an immediate bend in the very bottom of the tree.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and that supposedly, they have a theory that it was done on purpose at the very young life of the saplings for, like, furniture purposes.
Okay.
That, like, some historic people were trying to grow the trees to make, like, boats and things in a certain shape. So, that's the Crooked Forest. That looks cool. It's basically just, like, a C-shaped pine tree a little bit with a straight stem. It's hard to describe, honestly. I can't think of what shape it... But, yeah, Crooked Forest in Poland, if you want to look that up. And that is the just in general knowledge I have of the Hoia-Baciu forest. Which, the Ghost Adventures thing, I wanted to see it so bad.
I own, oh my gosh, let me think. Let me cook. The Travel Channel. I have a subscription to the Travel Channel. So we can watch it.
Yeah? Like, they have all the seasons on there?
I believe they do.
This was season 3, I think it said. Season 3 or 2.
I believe so.
I'm highly invested because I saw, like, a tiny screen grab of it from one of the sites I was reading on, and it looked...
They are my favorite. Cool. Like, they are my personality. Like, I haven't watched them in a little while, but man, do I love them. That's, like, one of my top things that I love. I want to go to Zach Bay. Will you go with me? When I told TJ if I go to Las Vegas, I have to go to his haunted museum. Like, I have to. And I want the expensive pass to go. Like, I don't care what I have to do. That's the one attraction I want to see. Mm-hmm. And,
you know what? You and we should plan Vegas for our next girls trip because Kat can't go anyway. And I don't think she's not a gambler, and I'm not a gambler either, but
it's fine.
We should do that.
I really want to go.
We should totally do that.
I've always wanted to.
I'm writing that down on my to-dos, so it's an official line of business.
But the like extra, like expensive tickets, they're like $200, I believe, or maybe a little more. But I'm
flying to Vegas is pretty cheap too because they want you to get there and spend your money. So we'll price that out. Book Vegas trip plus Zach Bilbo Baggins.
He's so attractive.
All right. Level check. I think maybe a 1, maybe if that.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy.
That's okay. We'll get there eventually. Yes.
Okay, so this is kind of part of my topic next week, but I want to talk to you about it because it, like, blew my mind when I was thinking about it.
Okay.
I have been on a space kick. That's what my next week's topic has to do with.
The final frontier?
So, I learned about, basically, I gotta think of the word that they use. Quantum entanglement.
Oh, you did say that word to me, and you're like, do you know anything about this? And I was like, not really.
It makes me...
Sorry, guys.
Neil Tyson was talking about, like...
My man.
Neil Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's how his friends call him, Neil Tyson.
We were talking...
Neil Nugget.
I just said that we. Like, I was there. I'm just watching his podcast. Come on. They were talking about wormholes and, like, how they work, this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I believe I need to do, like, a for sure, like, word for word. Quantum entanglement. Basically, something happens to us, let's just, for the example, to us, and then instantly something happens to somebody else without them even knowing. So let's say I went and I put on a pair of socks that were pink.
Okay.
You instantly had a pink pair of socks on. So
wait, so it's not like the butterfly effect happening instantly.
Mm-mm. It's They call it
not
quantum
a cause and effect thing.
It's basically made of quantum bits that the universe is made up of.
What?
Dude, it was like, I went down this
Are you sure we want to talk about this when we get high?
I went into this big rabbit hole, and I was just like, what?
So don't listen to next week's episode if you want to avoid an existential crisis.
I was just like, imagine if that actually did happen. Part of my topic next week is about exoplanets. There's a lot of them that were found, and I have like research on like certain ones that are like really cool that I think are interesting. And then we're going to talk about the Great Attractor next week. Those are my favorite. Those are my two things.
The Great Attractor is those titties.
They do have gravitational pull.
As is evidenced by the Taco Bell man leaning out the window towards them.
So I don't know, like when I thought about things like that, things that are just unexplained are so intriguing. Mm-hmm. Like I think you're into true crime. Mm-hmm. I'm into like the unknown. And
I totally am here for it because I like that too.
There's actually, I'm not going to copy, but there is someone on TikTok called Spooky Lakes. Mm-hmm. And they make episodes of haunted hydrology.
Okay.
And I'm going to snag a few things off of there and just make my own. Because I'm like, man, that's really interesting. Like, she talks about, like, Lake Superior. Like, yeah. And I'm just like, I never thought.
What's the one that's man-made that everyone says is, like, the most haunted lake? That's got all the buildings in the bottom of it still. It's Lake... Lake...
I don't know.
It's over on the East Coast somewhere.
Future
Name
topic.
of haunted lake. Morbid did almost every spooky podcast will do it. Name of haunted lake.
I really want to go to like a haunted place with like actual equipment and see what happens. Like I'm so into it that I want to try. And you're just like, no Ouija boards.
You just unlocked a memory that I had.
The memory thing when we're high.
Yes.
Oh, it's kicking in early.
I know, it's great. But this is a recent memory, actually. I don't remember. It might have been Creep Show, I think. There were these kids on a lake, and they were looking for, like, Nessie. And long story short, there was, like, this abusive stepdad or something. And the kids are like, oh, yeah, there was an alcoholic stepdad, I think. Oh, somebody find this and tell me where it's at. I can just picture Kat, like, feverishly Googling Nessie Lake Creep Show.
We love you, Kat.
Long story short, like, they see that they get a picture of Nessie, and then it gets closer and closer, and it's, like, the actual thing. And it comes in, and it, like, bites and, like, kills their stepdad or something. I don't remember. It takes a dark turn, but it's really cool. So, yeah, that's a tangent. Another place I want to go to Loch Ness. I don't think we'll see anything, but it'd just be cool to go there. I think Scotland would be an amazing place to visit.
I think the thing that bothers me the most is I don't mind, like, how do I want to put this?
It's okay. You can say it. You're just racist against people in other countries, and you don't want to see them, and you think they smell funny, and you hate them.
Touristy spots. I don't like it. I don't like the overhype about it. Because I'm like, what if... I don't know. It's
overcrowded, overpriced.
I'm just like, why? Why do that? I know it's to make the money. I know it, like, brings in the revenue for them. But I'm like, I feel like it ruins the experience.
That's why when we go to Mexico, I don't want to go to... Like, I know it's especially for Mexico lately, it's like you are supposed to stick with places like that to be safe. But, like... I want to go to really cool, like, I want to go to ancient ruins and stuff. Like, I don't want to go to, I don't know, I want to experience, like, what small town life is like, too. I don't know, it just makes me sad, because, especially, like, in my Spanish class, then I'd watch the videos of her, like, just walking the streets and, like, getting something from a vendor, and, like, it was just in a normal place.
I think it's really funny. The idea of Mexico for you and the idea of Mexico for me are two totally different things.
Because you're thinking tacos and margaritas, and
I'm thinking, like... people who live in Africa poor, like dirt everywhere, like broken crap everywhere, like not nice, not pretty, nothing like that, unless you go to a touristy spot. Like, I
think it's gonna be like every other place, like
rundown villages.
I think it's just got a bad rap because of our social media. I'm not saying there's not, or because of our media in general. Like, it's not that there's not places like that, because I mean there's places like that in a lot, like even here, you know, in the States, but like I think that every country, there's just different classes in different areas, so you're just going to see it depending on where you go. I think that I want to go so bad, though. Like, I want to have authentic atole from a stand. I want to have all the things. I don't care if I get tapeworms. I need to lose weight.
That's funny.
Yeah, we definitely, when we win the lottery or get podcast famous, we'll be able to go podcast sponsors. That's another word. A travel company can pick us up. It'll be Gummy Buddies Travel. So yeah, I think I'm getting like to a 2, which is nice. It's weird that I got done with my story. I feel like I got done with my story pretty quick, and I'm impressed, but also like sad. I almost did more of like other force and stuff, but I didn't want to bite off more than I could chew.
I just can't believe I've seen that episode. Like, as soon as you said it, like, it was just like I remember ever since I started watching their show, because it came out in 2001.
You have a good memory.
And I love that show so much.
When the towers fell?
I'm almost positive it was 2001. I remember, like, growing up, me and Brennan would sit down and watch it, but he'd be so scared to watch it that we'd have to turn on something, like, funny, happy, like, before he went to bed, because he was so scared.
Aww.
And I remember he would just, like, hide behind the covers and stuff, because he thought it was, like, horror. And I'm like, it's not even horror. It's just, like, things that aren't explained. Mm-hmm. Like, I still, to this day, there's a medium I follow on TikTok. I want her to, like... I want a session with her so bad. Like, things like that, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm so just intrigued. That's why when we go get our cards read, I'm just like, is this real? Yeah. Is this any chance real? So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not. I'm definitely more skeptical than you with it, but I do think it's fun. Even if it's not real, I still like the idea of it being real. And so I just go along with it because it's really fun to me. But yeah, I thought something spooky. I don't know. I just thought something different. Like, I do love true crime, and I'm probably going to always gravitate towards that. But you know me too. I love horror and all things haunted and spooky, and I do love unexplained. So it fits well. Yeah.
When we were at the Shining Hotel for our trip, I really wanted to see something while we were there. Like, I wanted something so unexplained to happen.
Did we ever post the picture of the Shining Hotel ghosts? Because we talked about it, and then we never...
I don't think so.
I'll have to look. And now I'm forgetting the name of the hotel.
Stanley Hotel.
Nice!
Ooh. Go me.
Maybe I am a little bit higher than I thought, because my handwriting is worse than usual.
Hello, Raspberry.
Who just did a drive-by.
Yeah, it stinks.
I'm so mad. I feel scout because I just leaned over to look. And he's been sleeping next to me on the floor this whole time.
So we have a few
conversation cards.
We have conversation cards. We have like a few different things we're gonna do in between.
I'm getting gassed out.
It's horrible.
Oh my gosh.
We have a few things picked out since the topics we're gonna, well, just in case. We always have backup plans for when things end early.
You're not Englishing well.
That was good.
Future Katy.
I said we always have backup plans for when things end short.
Before that.
That's what I said.
It sounded like bits and pieces of a sentence to me.
Something, I got it, but whatever. TJ can claim it. For Christmas, we got some things for the Gummy Buddy podcast, like the Patreon. I found at Five Below these canvases that you can paint.
I was going to pick it up like I could show it to them.
So we got those. So we're going to paint those. They're really cute, so I'm excited to do those. I think it'll be really fun just to sit there and paint. We did paintings for Halloween. Katy still hasn't finished hers. Mine was a Spider-Woman.
I needed smaller brushes for the fine points of the spice rack thingy that I made because the bristles were like, it was messing it up really bad.
Oh, I was going to say, you know those pens you got me for Christmas? Imagine if you could use like the felt tip too.
That would be nice. I don't think it'll stick to that canvas though. I think those need acrylics.
So we did that. So I think with how successful that turned out, I think those will turn out really well too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And these are pre-lined, so.
Yeah. So I think it'll be really fun when we do that eventually, after we figure...
We should do it for Valentine's Day, too. We'll just throw dildos in the pictures for love.
Your kitchen at least is pink enough for Valentine's Day.
I could decorate it with the dildo pictures. That'd be great.
Pecans? Dang it! Okay, so we have conversation cards we're going to read. We picked out 3 each, so we're going to ask some questions. You can chime in the comments if you'd like. Respond with us.
Yes. Is there anybody out there at all? Yeah.
Okay,
You have to start the podcast right now. And you have to get on your email and email us at gummybuddyspodcast@gmail.com. And in the subject line, I want it to say...
I don't know where you're going with this.
I'm going somewhere. I want it to say hello. And in the message, I want it to say, here I am.
Okay.
Then send that email to gummybuddyspodcast@gmail.com. Then come back and hit play again and listen to us again.
Okay.
Have you emailed us?
Oh, she's doing that demanding thing. You better listen.
If you don't listen, do you know what's going to happen? Probably nothing. So, yeah, think about that.
False promises.
All right, so I'm going to start with mine because it full circles back to our conversation of you getting your scooters. What's your favorite way to start the day? So, you like to start fresh from the beginning.
I love to get scooters, but it also depends. Are we talking on like a Saturday or on like normal day? Like
Dealer's... Oh, I'm the dealer. Never mind.
You are
Getter's
the dealer.
choice. What's receiver's choice?
Because like if I could plan out my day to be like a great start to the day, it would be not waking up at 4:30 in the morning. It would be like 8 o'clock, casually get ready, go get a coffee.
That sounds like torture.
But like, it just, I don't know. Definitely coffee though. Coffee is my favorite way.
It's
and
so
then I
sad.
always get a cinnamon roll from Scooters too with it.
Oh, you do?
Well, not all the time, but I normally get them from there.
I didn't know that.
I had one this morning. It was amazing.
See, maybe I'm getting a little bit up there because of the cinnamon roll. Patience went and got Cinnabon for us, so she's going to be initiated into the Cinnabon High Club.
I got a different... Oh,
No, she's not yawning. It's fine. We're high energy.
How do you like to start your day? What's your favorite way?
Okay.
The bacon, egg,
Serving it up Gary's way.
Bagel. The bagel from McDonald's with a nice coffee.
I do love the bacon, egg, and cheese bagel from McDonald's with the sugar-free iced vanilla coffee. You know me so well, girl. But I like it even better when I don't have to get up early to get it. So I like it when I don't have to go to work early. So, like, say it as a work day. What makes my work day go way better is if I get up, like, a good 20-minute leeway before I've got to leave for work, so I have plenty of time to swing by and grab a coffee and a bagel. That's the best. But if it's a non-work day, as long as I get up early enough to get to McDonald's before 10:30, before the breakfast ends, then I love to get that.
Or on the days that you don't work, you'd like to go to... Well, when we're not poor, you like to go to IHOP.
I do like IHOP, actually.
That
I know it's
so
got
good.
They've got kind of a bad rap, though. I've noticed. Like, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, IHOP, they always mess up my order. They suck, but...
Their chocolate chip pancakes sound really good right now. That's something that sounds
IHOP,
good.
we could do a pancake slapping challenge instead of the tortilla challenge.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to hit you with things.
Yes, you do. You threaten to hit people with things all the time.
I do.
That was a quick admission.
Okay, so my question, if you could have any fictional character as a best friend, who would it be and why? I will explain the first reason why I chose this card, which is not like my official answer. You know the monkey from the audiobook that we were listening to? I don't know why, but I was like, I want that to be my best friend.
You want Carl the monkey from Janet Ivanovich's blah, 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 blah. Wicked Appetites, Wicked Desires, Wicked blah, 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 Wicked Business. From her Wicked series. You want the monkey Carl.
I have no idea why, but it was the first
Carl is
thing
awesome.
that popped in my head, and I was like, that could
I
be
wanted
fun.
Cat 7319. Or, wait, no, what is Cat? I always mess up her number. But there's a cat in it named after the number from the
I thought it was
adoption center.
2319.
No, that's Monsters
I
Incorporated.
know, but I thought it was the same, and that's why we made the joke.
No, it's not. That'd be so much easier to remember if it was.
Fictional means
Not real.
not real.
Correct. So that's your pick. Okay. A
I-
best friend though. What about a talking person? Best friend.
Does Aurora count? Or Pocahontas, the one in Disney?
You know what? Sure.
I'd take it.
Go for it.
Let me live in that world. Oh, funny enough. My next question is actually a hand in hand with this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a fictional?
You know, I feel like I'd want like a witch best friend of some kind.
Hocus Pocus.
I don't know what witch, but a witch. Because how cool
Sabrina
would it
would be
to
fun.
have?
The new Sabrina series, I know you haven't watched it all.
I know, I still haven't seen it.
I like it so freaking much. That would be so fun. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that would be so fun. That one could be really interesting.
Okay.
They actually are, I think they're coming out with the next one already.
All right. Do you want to do your question next? Since
We're fools.
What?
Nandor. I would want
Oh my
Nandor to be my
gosh.
best friend.
Oh my God. That opens up a whole opportunity
That could be
here.
so fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Nandor. I'm trying to think of what character I'd want out of there the most. I'm not
The
going to slur
Baron.
tonight. I've decided, and I told Patience that as I get higher, I
She
need
did
to
say
work
this.
on my diction better because I know you guys can barely understand me, and I'm so sorry. I'm really trying to focus on being
human. Full circle. Vampires. What we do in the shadows.
being human. Is being human had to do with vampires?
What?
You knew that Being Human was a show about vampires? You were talking about Being Human. There's a show called Being Human that's got a witch and a vampire and a werewolf that all live in the same house and they're roommates.
Never knew that.
Great show.
Wait. Yes.
One that I watched.
Stop. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Everybody just pause. Katie, keep the air going.
I am blowing air.
Oh my gosh.
Let's hope Scout doesn't keep blowing air. He made a movement, so I'm a little nervous. Actually, this is the perfect time for me to take a sip of this gummy bear flavored bean.
I just slapped really hard and I'm sorry. Okay. Future Katie, you and me right now, we're going to have to discover this. Okay.
You know, present Katie's here too.
Oh, I remember. I remember.
Remember when he remembered?
Oh, the memory thing. Okay,
Yep.
So when you were talking about that, there's a show on Netflix where there's a witch, a werewolf, and
Mhm.
then something else, and they all live in this house together. It's a baking show, and she was making Halloween stuff, and she was like I think a witch
What?
or something
A
that
baking
baked,
show?
and then she had a werewolf as a roommate. And then all the other
It's
little
like a
creatures were
cartoon?
mean. No, it's like an actual baking show, and she'll teach you how to make like things for Halloween and stuff. It's on Netflix.
What?
And that's what that just made me think of, because that's what I thought you were just talking about.
Oh, no, Being Human is really good. It's a series they initiated in the UK to begin with, and then there was an American reboot. A lot of people say the American one is actually better than the original, but I don't know. I want to watch the original and compare them. Really good show. We should totally watch it together because I think you might like it.
We
I had the
so
biggest
many
crush on
shows.
Aiden and Josh, the two main characters.
We have so many shows we need to watch. We need to finish Once Upon a Time and a bunch of other shows.
At all the shows.
We
We need
just
to
don't have
finish
time.
Outlander still.
They actually just came out with the next season.
We need to finish... Did we finish Found?
No.
We need to finish Found. Great
Walking
show,
Dead.
by the way. Well, obviously that's going to take us forever. All right. My next question was, if you won the lottery, how would you spend the money?
Oh, this is like the nerdy answer. Do you want like the blow all your money kind of answer or the legit answer?
I want your legit answer. Like, if you won the lottery tomorrow...
I would invest it. I would put money back and I'd save it and I would invest it in things so I could like keep reaccruing money.
Mhm.
As much as I wanted to literally just blow
Blow
it
it
all, I know that that's not the smart thing to do. It's to
Mhm.
get it invested in things. I'd want to like buy property because
Mhm.
property is such a big thing to buy. I would so do that. That would be
Interesting.
my
I would do the same thing, I think.
buy an island.
I would definitely invest the majority of it in stuff like that, like just certain bonds or whatever that I know are a safe bet that are for sure going to accrue that aren't. I would have some of it be high risk gambling. I'd have some of the bulk of it be safe. Like, I know for a fact it's going to sit here and it's going to just grow interest, you know? I'd have one of those. But realistically, minimally, I would immediately pay off my house, all of my credit card debts, and outstanding loan. Like, because I've got that loan for the heater we had to install in the basement. And I still owe like 11 grand on that. That's been taking me forever to pay off. So I'd get all of that wiped clean and then maybe like pay up on those a little bit ahead so that I'm good for a little while with that. And yeah, I also have this whole plan that's stupid because I don't even buy lottery tickets, but I have a plan that all of my friends and family who I think would come to me and ask for money out of the woodwork, depending on how much I won, say it was one of those that's like the mega millions where I have like tons and tons and tons of money, I would set aside like a certain clump of money for each one of my closest family member and friends. And I would say, I'm giving you this amount of money. I don't expect you to pay me back. However, please don't come to me asking for more. Like, this is what you're getting, and that's that. Don't come asking me for more help. And also, like, I'd still be the person that would, like, pay for dinner when we all go out or something. Like, I would still do things to benefit my other family, but I would give them the money with a caveat of, like, I'm not going to constantly be your money tree from now on. You know, I don't know. Like, say I won millions and millions, I'd be like, here's 20 grand for you. Here's 20 grand for you. Like, I don't have a lot of family left, so it's not like I have to give that much out.
I like I like some of the stories where, like, people who have won, the way they, like, blow it on everything, and I'm like, you've literally got a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and you blow it all. Like, that's so stupid. Mm-hmm. It, like, really ticks me off when I hear stories like that, because I'm like, how could you be so, not inconsiderate, but just so rude? It just ticks me off. So my next question goes hand in hand with my last one. If you could live in a fictional place, where would it be? I like, there's a show on Netflix called Winx. What? Right? That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, but it's based off of, like, the little 90s dolls. That's what it's from. It's, like, from the 90s cartoon. Winx Club. It is so old and tacky. I will have to show you Winx dolls. You really never seen them?
I love the series on Netflix. It was like my favorite.
So funny. I can't believe you didn't know about the... Are you serious?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh.
Ouch. Nope, no idea. No comprende, el perso.
So back in the day, there were Winx dolls that looked like this. And they had commercials for them everywhere and stuff. And when I saw this series on Netflix, I was like, you've got to be freaking joking me. It's just like the Trolls movies they've got. And, like, Tamagotchis are making a comeback. What's up with that?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I had no idea. Such a good series. It's
That's why I think it's so funny. It's because it's, like, really
I'm
old.
sad because I think they, like, abruptly ended it. Like, there's... but it's one of my top favorite shows that I've, like, actually completed watching.
They did that with one... there's only one show that I know of on Netflix that's happened to me on, and it was Witches of East End. Amazing show. Very addictive. Right up my alley. Sexy people, spooky, mysterious. Keeps me guessing the whole time. Great twists. It ended on the biggest cliffhanger, and I want to take the producers of the show and wring their necks. Biggest cliffhanger, and they just never went back to it. Dropped it like a hot potato.
I feel like that's why there's a big part of me that doesn't like to start new shows, because if it just drops off, I'm just like, well, like The Office.
Yeah.
I haven't finished watching the last 2 seasons, and I'm like, well, I know that one character's not in it, and I'm like, it makes me not want to watch anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
when
I
there's
have
spoilers,
trust issues.
It sucks. Yeah,
so,
and it's a shame because, like, a lot of it's good. Like, you still enjoy the whole series so far, but the fact that you can't tie it with a neat little bow just ruins it.
Mm-hmm.
I get that for sure. I mean, there's a show I'm watching right now that Tyler refuses to watch because I think he knows how it ends or something like that. And he's like, he's heard that, it's Lost. So please no spoilers. I'm in the middle of watching. I just started it. It was a really big show back in its heyday. And it kept on having these crazy twists and turns along the way. But Tyler says he's heard so many times that they just left a whole bunch of stuff unanswered. And he's like, I don't want to watch it. What, like if it's going to drive me nuts at the end of it, what's the point?
Yeah. So, I get that.
Any fictional place I could live in. How do you not say Hogwarts Castle? How do you not say Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley?
Because I'm not a huge nerd like you.
True.
I do.
There's just too many places. You know what? I would want to cheat. And I would want to go to a place where I can travel to all those places. Also, completely, I don't know how I skipped this point, but for the Hoia-Baciu forest, it's now known, like a lot of the locals call it in like an interdimensional portal. And that's what their theory is, that there's like UFOs and hauntings and occurrences, and that's why the trees won't grow. They think that is the site of like a hotspot for a portal between worlds.
Wouldn't that be cool if you could just walk in it and go anywhere?
It fun. Makes me think. I'm watching the show From right now. Really good show.
Lost,
too much TV.
From.
All these TV shows need to put to it. In it, there's like these trees where if you go in it, you don't know where you end up. And they were like, the townspeople were all freaking out. They're like, well, this is a spoiler for the show, by the way, so mute me if you are going to watch From. Anyhow, the townspeople were like freaking out and they wanted to try to escape, so they were going to try and use the trees. And one of them went through and he landed in like concrete in the middle of like a swimming pool. Like his face is barely showing out of it. So like you can literally just be transported to any place in time and space, like in there. So it's really dangerous to use them. So I would for that reason alone, that is why I'd be scared. I would be scared I'd splinch myself. Or teleport to the wrong spot. Splinching is a Harry Potter thing too.
Didn't know that. Wine. Had no idea.
I know.
I wouldn't have known that at all.
Alright, are you ready for my final conversation card question?
Yes.
If you could have a talking car, what would you want it to say?
Car or card?
If you could have a talking car, what would you want it to say?
A talking car. Oh my gosh, I'd want it to say what my sticker says on the back of my car, because I finally put a sticker on my car, and it's a little rat holding a knife, and it goes, "Let me merge!" I'd want my car to just scream, "Let me merge!"
You didn't tell me you got that.
Oh, it's my favorite thing, because I always have problems getting onto the highway, because people don't merge. And I'm like, just move over, there's no one to your left, just let me get in.
You just reminded me of something, another memory. I want you to watch this special that says something about merging. Okay.
So I would want my car to say, "Let me merge."
This is an after thing. I want you to watch this comedy thing. Okay.
What would you want your car to say?
I would want to say, "No, I'm not thirsty yet. You can keep driving." Like, I don't need to put gas in it. That's what I would want it to say. Or I'd want it to say, "You're so good at driving. These people just... they suck. You're the best."
I think it'd be really funny if your car talked back, because when you drive, you pet her on the inside and you're like, "Good girl. You did great." And I feel like she would talk back to you and be like, "I am doing great. I am wonderful." Because you do that all the time when you drive.
I would want her to be the minivan from Cars.
Oh my gosh. Stop. I can't stop thinking about it. When I listened to our previous episode this morning, it was in that, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." My favorite meme.
By the way, I don't know how other people do it. Like, I don't think other podcasters necessarily listen to themselves. I don't know. But we have to, because we don't remember what we talked about.
This is true.
So we sit there and we will listen to it. And if you don't already do this, you should. Because it's hilarious listening to yourself after the fact. Like the notes thing, you guys should try that. But definitely the whole...
when you
just
hear
recording yourself,
you're like... it's like the expression you have behind half of the things you say are so passionate, and you're like, where does this come from? Like, especially when you get on a specific topic and you just keep ranting, you're like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely highly recommend. Highly, get it?
Oh my gosh, pun intended. My last question, the last one for the cards, If you could have any animal's ability to communicate, which one would you choose?
A frog, so then I can just go and stick my tongue out really quick at people I don't like.
Is it narwhals?
The whale? The horn.
Yeah, but am I thinking of that? They have like a...
they don't have telepathy, right?
Not telepathy. There's
like... That can't be proven.
Or am I thinking beluga whales?
The sonar?
Echolocation.
Echolocation.
Goodness, that's what I'd want. I think that could be really fun. That'd be a fun way to communicate.
On a side note, have you seen some bats? They're so freaking cute.
Stop. You are being Elijah. Because Elijah...
They're so cute.
When he was drawing his character for my D&D campaign, he was showing me these pictures of these fruit bats. Because that's what he is in D&D. He's a fruit bat. And he's like, look how cute they are. And I'm like, stop. These are bats we're talking about. No.
They're just widow sky puppies. They're so cute.
No, they are not.
I've caught bats in my house before.
I know. It happened
It was like one of the
year.
first nights you were here. Well, no, because it was Halloween season.
It was a few.
They were decorations.
Oh my gosh. I went to the bathroom and then the light was on or something and I just saw something flying around. And I had to get TJ, and I called Katy. I was like, Katy, get down here. There's a bat in the dining room.
Yeah,
Gross.
It was scary for her.
Oh,
I was like, I'm trying to sleep. It's bad again.
I remember when we lived in our old house, when I had gotten my first car, there was a bat in the garage when I was going inside, and it, like, touched me. I don't like when things touch me, like, without, I don't know. I don't like it. It freaks me out.
I love it. I like being...
Ugh. Gross.
Assaulted by the creatures. I do not like that I get woken up in the middle of the night for it usually, because that's when they'll, like, somehow get in the house. My house is very old again. It was, built in the 1920s, so.
Off the wall question. If you could have any sort of exotic pet, what would you choose?
Stop. Hang on.
No,
I'm gonna freak you out right now.
I'm freaking out.
You... Okay, hang on. People, you are going to have to deal with this.
And she just... The cards are in a box and she, like, ripped them out and she's, like, aggressively looking through them.
No, I'm not.
You're, like, angry looking.
Keep it going. If I don't find this out, I'm going to...
Well, I'm going to continue with my question.
Yes.
Exotic animal I would own.
Yeah, tell me your answer first.
Own? There are so many, like, exotic animals I want to, like, touch. I don't...
So, bestiality?
Like, okay.
Read this card.
I will read
right
this
now.
card.
Promise the people you are reading it.
I
have
reading
it
it
hidden from her right now. She's never seen this card before, and...
If you could have any exotic pet... If you could have any exotic animal as a pet, what would it be and why? That's so weird. Oh my gosh. I've always wanted to hold a koala. They look great.
Have you seen them wet?
I've watched them breed.
Whoa.
Not breed, but how they get them prepared to breed.
Speaking of your bestiality. Wait, prepared to? Like, do they do mating dances or something?
They... oh my gosh, let me think. Let me cook.
Okay, simmer. Wait, no, that would infer that you're angry.
Why can't I think of his name? Steve Irwin, his son. Why can't I think of it?
Jack.
Robert. Right?
I don't know. Sounds right.
I think so. I watched an episode of them in their zoo and stuff, and they basically
like
mate
Jeff.
koalas, and they, like, the scent of the female gets on the stick. Or no, wait. On the tree, it's either the guy or the girl, and then they basically, like, introduce themselves, and then you kind of see if they'll mate or not. It's really interesting.
They just take a stick and just rub it on the girl koala, and they're like, come here. It's your time to get rubbed down.
I can't remember how they... Oh,
the guy painting moles.
It's really interesting.
It's very weird. They do look very cute. I like red pandas a little bit better than koalas, I think. I think those are cuter. On a side note, rewatching Gremlins on Christmas Day, Gizmo... I wanted to cry.
She kept talking about him.
So cute. He was what I wanted growing up. That's why I have a Papillon. He's dead now. Rest in peace. Poor Domino. Had a Papillon. Sorry, Tipper. You were supposed to be a Papillon, but you ended up being Havanese. I don't know what I was thinking. I need some quantum entanglement magic to get my dog switched to a Papillon. See, that's too high. I can't do the quantum entanglement.
I'm so excited.
I can't even speak English, let alone fancy scientific English.
The things that I learned, I'm just like, how is this even possible? I can't wait for next 2 weeks from now. Yeah. Ooh, I get to start off the year with the first podcast.
Yes.
What?
Just a cat farted again.
Oh.
It just hasn't hit you yet.
So I'm excited. I get to start off the new year.
That is awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you better come up with a hot topic for the new year. I almost did a Christmas theme about Yule and the spooky stuff with Christmas, like why people say like scary ghost stories and stuff is because it's like, just on a side note, over in Europe, that was part of all their Christmas traditions. Like instead of Halloween here with the spooky stories, it was a big thing in England and stuff. But when so many Irish and Scottish immigrants came to the States, they brought over traditions for Halloween and like the fall solstice and the Samhain and stuff like that.
Not following your drift here. Never heard of anything that you just said.
Long story short, the history of our holidays and how Christmas actually is spooky over in Europe.
I want to know where Krampus came from.
Yule. He's like the anti-Claus in
the
Yule tradition.
I
think that was like Scotland and stuff, but I don't know. Sounds like somebody is doing a bodybuilding workout right on top of us. Mm-hmm. That sounded gross. Actually, is it? Depending on who's doing the body. Yeah, gross. Sweat.
When I work at the one clinic,
Tyler likes sweat. He like
that's so gross. That's a TMI I didn't want to know.
No, it's not like he wants me to go and roll around on him after I work out, but he just thinks in general, like if he gets a whiff of, I'm
gonna vomit. That's so gross.
You don't. For me, I think it's disgusting too. Not my thing, but I guess I could see it like, okay, hear me out. I'm going to set the scene for you. I'm going to ISS you. I know you're not quite ready yet for this.
Okay, all right? Close my eyes.
Close your eyes.
Really picture it, okay?
I want you to actually try.
Okay.
It's summertime. It's warm in here.
Tipper scared me and his scratching. I was like, what is this ringing?
This isn't the ISS I asked for.
ISS.
All right. So you close your eyes. It's nighttime. But it's warm and there's crickets chirping outside because it's like the end of the day in the summer where it's very dewy and humid and like you hear frogs croaking and you hear TJ walking up the steps, the concrete steps of the porch, and you had the grass mowing. He was out there mowing the grass and you can smell the scent of grass clippings, a very vague hint of his deodorant, but then also like a crisp sweaty smell on top of all that.
Ew.
See, to me, as long as it's clean, then it's not so bad. Like, I don't like the wet feeling of a guy's, like, sweaty shirt, but I can see what Tyler means a little bit. I don't know. To me, not all sweat is nasty sweat. As long as people are hygienic and not BO nasty.
Sweat to sweat.
I have literally sweat sitting in a jacuzzi, and it's not, like, as dirty as, like...
Why are we not in a hot tub? Maybe one day we'll do a hot tub podcast.
Dude, we would. You guys would just have to hear
so
gurgle. Like, they don't hear anything of what we're saying, just the bubbling.
I miss Colorado.
Me too. We gotta find... I think hot tubs are not easy to find in Vegas because it's hot there. I tried to find a hot tub one time when I went to stay there, and it did not seem common.
I didn't think about that.
Mm-hmm. If we go to a private home like an Airbnb, though, we would. But, I don't even know how expensive. I bet they're really expensive in Vegas. Because hotels are so cheap, I bet the Airbnbs knock the prices up. We'll just have to suck it up, Buttercup. Especially if we're going to Zach Baggins Museum. We can't Baggins? Zach Bilbo. Zach Dildo. Dildo paintings. Full circle.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of the kitchen, how's about a snack? Because you
do a level check?
Level check. I want to guess yours first before you say it. I am almost a 5, 4.5 at least, because I'm really starting to want a snack. I think if I were to gauge yours, 3 to 3.5. 3 to point.
Okay, let me give you my guess.
Okay.
For you, 5 to a 6.
Nah. Maybe once I get food in me, I'll be
I'm like at a 3 or a 4. When I start turning my head now, I can feel it in my face. Like, things are starting to slow down.
So it's slightly kicking in more.
But I will probably, if you want to take a break, we can. Probably me getting up and walking around will be okay.
I was just going to say, I think you need to walk around a little bit to feel it. So don't worry, guys. We do have one more activity planned for after our snack break. We are going to play the OG question game. So briefly, let's explain what that is. This is one we've talked about once before, but we'll just, for those of you who are new.
We both have a book.
Mm-hmm. Any book at all. So how you play is
Continue.
just any random book around your house.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was just chiming in.
Continue.
Oh, okay, okay. And you can play this long distance, by the way. We were long distance best friends before we lived together. And before we became lovers. But you open your book.
Your book?
Maybe you should explain.
Your book?
Your book.
I don't remember. We used to have dice, though. You'd roll the dice for the line number.
Maybe we did that one time, I think. We make up the rules a little bit differently every time we play. But in general, what you're going to do with your friend is you're each going to have a book. You're going to open it up and you're going to look and see how many pages the book has. And so my book in front of me, how many numbered pages? I'm going to, here's your ASMR for the night. You're welcome. All right, so I have patience. You would have to pick a number between 0 and 390. And then she's going to say the number, and I go to that page. Now I'm going to glance down, and I mean one of the first words that just grabs your attention off of the page. You're going to take that word. You're going to ask your partner a question that has to use that word. All right? So one example, we'll play this after lunch, but an example would be...
After lunch? After lunch.
This is class. Class will be dismissed and go to lunch.
It's 11:12 at night. We're having lunch.
Yes. Have you not heard of Taco Bell's late meal? The fourth meal? It was better again. Anyhow, the word was attention. So I would say, like, what is the most annoying thing that other girls do to try to get attention to you? And would talk.
That
I know, we could rant the whole episode. So, all right, we'll be back. Even if Patience isn't quite there yet, she will be soon, and we will be back when she is. And I will learn to speak English and not slur my words when I am. Just kidding. It'll probably be worse. So if you need to take a shot of vodka to listen to the rest of us, you go for it. Uno momento. All right. We are back. We're going to wrap this puppy up with the
We're going to do our level check.
Level check. I want to guess yours like I always do. Patience is like, she got on my level, not my level, but like up there a little bit, and then she went back down. So I feel like she's a 4.5, maybe.
Yeah.
Slightly higher than she was when we left, but not much more. She was for a little while in the kitchen with Dinah.
That's what?
And now she's kind of coming back down. So maybe you can crest higher after. So we're going to do our OG question game like we said. Patience, you said you have how many pages in your book?
1 to 435.
Okay. 117. So now Patience is flipping to page 117 that I picked. She's going to pick a word off of the page that stands out in her brain. And again, you can do this long distance. I don't know why I'm speaking in like an instructional video voice. Again, this is how you do this. The next step.
Restaurant.
Okay, restaurant. So now she's making a question for me based on restaurant. What restaurant do you want right now?
Olive Garden. Oh my gosh.
Really? Hey, you got that gift card for Christmas too.
I've been really craving Olive Garden.
I was craving their gnocchi. Their soup. That's what I was craving. That and the breadsticks. And then I remembered how we spilled a whole gallon at Elijah's graduation. Rest in peace, gnocchi soup. Yeah.
I've never had it.
I'm craving IHOP since you mentioned it earlier.
Now that you mentioned soup, the potato soup I made. Katy had her book upside down.
No, I did. Tomato.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Tomato?
You said tomato soup.
No, potato soup.
Ah.
That sounds good.
All right, I am going to read 390.
Let's see. 204.
I feel like I'm throwing the page dust in my face. All right, clothes.
If you could only get your clothes from a certain brand, what would it be?
Oh. I'm so poor. I don't really know brands.
Like,
Can I pick Shein brand? Like all of them?
like, if you had to choose, like, a pair of shoes that was from a specific brand,
If I had to stay with the same brand.
forever.
Vans.
Okay.
Because the Vans that I've had are pretty dang comfortable. And they're like kind of between casual, but they could be athletic too.
Mm.
Who knew there were such fashionistas? All right, my turn. Page 42.
Because we wear Vans, which I don't. I've never owned a pair of Vans in my life.
I really liked my Keds though too. I don't buy brands, but those were all gifted to me, and I liked the Keds.
Corpse.
Okay. I have a lot are going through my head right now. What were
You literally were like,
What
remind
would
me
you
when I
do?
come back not to be slurring, and I'm gonna speak English.
This is good. No, this is good. I needed that. Thanks. Okay. What would you do if you were grave robbing and the corpse sat up and said, "I'm a vampire. What are you doing?" Do you remember when we were in the car with Kat? We were grave robbers. No, we're not. No.
Oh, we were telling a story. It was the day after we got really high. We were telling a story in the car. Oh, yeah. I forgot that happened.
Yeah. What would you do if you were robbing a grave? And it turned out to be- What did you do when you did it?
I would beat him with a shovel.
You did. That was very rude.
Her book's upside down again. She's very special. Sped! The thing I learned this week.
Okay, what?
When we were at Christmas, the guys kept calling each other Sped. And,
Like,
and I was
no.
I was sitting down eating, and I was like, Tyler called someone a sped, and I was like, what's a sped? And Katie looks at me like,
Oh, yeah, you
I'm an
didn't know what it
idiot.
meant.
I didn't know it was meaning like calling someone special ed.
It was so funny. She's just laughing with us for the
That's
first
a
second.
new
She's like,
term. That's
No, it's not.
I've never heard of that ever. It has to be new.
I feel like I just realized I was sitting like, hi. Hi. Back. Did you miss me?
I think I missed you. Is it up? Is it right side up now?
Yeah, I did it.
Okay. 164. What if you just automatically flipped to the page? That would have been really cool.
Really cool.
Oops.
I slurred. That would have been really cool.
Why are you English?
Panties. I swear, it's the first word that popped up.
What if all animals had to wear panties? That would look the funniest. What? It's a good question. I think I'm a genius. Imagine little penguins wearing panties and then on the little puff that's coming out of the side.
Okay, what's the ones you're picturing? Because I'm picturing like a pink thong. What are you picturing? What panties do you picture on all the animals? I never thought I'd say that in my life.
Just normal panties. I don't know. I didn't think of anything specific.
You don't have like an image in your brain right now.
Mm-mm.
If you have an image in your brain of animals wearing panties, email us.
Well, that was my question, and I think it was pretty good.
Okay. Wait, we played the game wrong. I was supposed to think of a question using the word panties.
No.
Yeah, you made the question that I was supposed to make. I just said the word was panties, and then you made my question for me.
Oh, well, it's still a really good question.
Maybe
like it.
you are getting more towards a 5, and you just don't feel it because you haven't had the right snack yet.
I definitely am not hungry at all.
You have not even done the Cinnabons. Shame on you.
I don't think I will do the Cinnabons.
How dare you. Don't listen to them, Cinnabon. Alright. I would like number 28.
Why are you choosing so low?
I do knew. I'd like to get low. Get low. I could totally listen to the windows. Yeah. I could totally just jam out to a playlist too right now. What was our goal? We said we'd make a high playlist that, like, with the songs in it that we like. Why did we come up with all these ideas?
Your word is chair. It's the best I got.
What's your question?
If you were a chair and you could have anyone sit on you, who would you pick? These are good questions.
I'd want to be an electric chair, and I'd want to kill that one person.
Oh my gosh, Katy! I would want Jason Statham.
I just realized I was clicking my pen a lot. Why didn't you
That's
say
okay.
anything?
I don't know.
Smack me. Pull myself together. Jason Statham, because you got it.
He's spexy.
That sounded kind of racist. Is that...
Smexy?
That's not what you said.
That's what I said. It was smexy.
It sounded like something else to me. Okay,
Well,
moving on.
Future Katy, you're gonna laugh at yourself.
Am I?
Yes.
Am
You'd be like,
I?
Patience, come over here and listen to this.
I want to Google it to see if it's a... Confirm my suspicions. Alright, one more. A piece. So, your turn. And then we wrap up.
100.
100. $2. Fire.
You come up with your question.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If you could just point your finger at somebody and light them on fire, who would it be?
My mother.
Whoa! I was not expecting that. Jeez. Wow. Well, that's all the time we got.
Who would you choose?
Someone. I guess I'm in a murderous mood tonight.
You have to pick somebody.
Yes, I know who.
Who?
Somebody.
Who?
That man that cut in front of me in line on my break list.
Oh my god.
Alright. I don't know why I'm like going into a Luigi accent like so often.
I wish I could
tonight.
be on your level. I'm not even close. Level check before we end.
Okay.
I'm on like a 4, 4.5
to 7. Not the highest I've been. So wait, this goes for our scientific research. I did not get Chinese food tonight at all, and I'm not nearly as high as I was when I was like at a level 10 or 11, and I didn't have the Chinese food. I'm telling you, the mystery. What if we became famous because we discovered this high theory was true about the Chinese food? I'd be okay with that.
Theoretical.
Find another fun phrase for it. Gummyists.
Oh
Theoretical. Gummy philosophers.
I feel like I have a little delay kind of thing.
Well, I guess we'll find out how you feel tomorrow. Yeah. So, anyways, if you have nights where your high just goes bleh and it doesn't quite hit as hard, you can send us your story.
I can't with you.
At-
You keep licking your lips, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm sorry, it's distracting.
They're really dry. I don't want that
Okay.
kind of lip gloss.
You can email us at gummybuddyspodcast at
Gummy, but don't email
Not
those
guns. Gummies. Buddyspodcast
You're
at
with the
gmail.com.
Davidians, aren't you?
We also have all our social media tags. I think we actually made them all to be Gummy Buddies Podcast, so you can look us up on
She
pretty much
thinks
everything.
she's the social media expert of the podcast, so she's very sure. I feel like winter's going to be really cold now.
It's supposed to snow next week.
Yeah.
I'm so annoyed about it.
It is annoying. It's like, we've been doing this for a while. I'm done with it, you know? Especially now that Christmas is over. I yelled that to try and remind the person in the kitchen that we're still recording. And then I just realized I was being really obnoxious to these.
You asked me why I post all the clips with you on our TikTok of you doing that.
Yeah, I was like, I gave you moments where you were, leave them in there. I was like, I gave you moments where those are,
This is why why I do it, because you do stuff like this. Where we're just really loud. It's really good embarrassing moments for you, because it happens really often. See? Exactly. Future Katie, I'll take that one too.
Okay. All right. Well, if anyone is still listening at this point with the air fryer noise in the background, thank you so very much for listening to us.
And we hope you have a great week.
And thank you for being
our gummy buddies.
Oh, that time I messed up my own prompt.